Hello! Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Hey, how's it
Perfect!
going?
Things are good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Hell yeah! You excited to be here?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So, I was taking a look at your answers, and I love especially the definitions. Love those. There's one
hmm
thing I wanted to clarify with the puff question.
Yeah.
So, if you had to order them, or put the squares in order from like least to most, from most to least threatening, what would they be? Like just overall.
Uh, okay, are we still assuming she's facing to the right, like towards a
Yep,
six?
correct.
Well, I think the back air is probably the most threatening one.
So four.
So four, yeah.
Hell yeah. What would be the next?
After that, I'd say up air. So seven, eight, nine.
I'm glad you said that. So I'm going to share my screen real quick
Yep.
because I would challenge that 7, 8, and 9 are all captured by up air. Because
Gotcha.
if we look at the hitbox, it's not real. Like she's suspended in place, right? So let's turn fighter collision on. Like it doesn't really go to, in my opinion, to, like, and maybe you disagree. Like if you have a different perception, that's fine. But I don't
So,
really think it covers 7 and 9 that well.
so you think it's just eight? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, understood. Yeah, I'm thinking more of the animation. I feel like it's kind of like a big arc, so that's why I maybe said seven, eight, nine. What's another move that you would say covers seven, eight, and nine, just to compare?
Oh, Falcon's up air.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a lot more extreme. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like look at that. It obviously
Yeah,
hits the other ones. Like
right.
Falcon up air, I would say Marth up air. I would actually say mainly hits. Like if he's facing the right, I'd say it mainly hits 6, 8, 6, 8, 7. Funnily enough, because it's smaller in
Hmm.
front of him. Um,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, I think you get again an up air obviously, and yeah, I think that's actually it.
Yeah.
There aren't many moves that actually hit 7, 8, 9. All things considered, which makes
Okay.
sense because it's usually good to attack people's heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think the purpose of this question is? Just openly.
Maybe to see if I have a good understanding of like hitboxes, and how like maybe where moves can be placed, and because sometimes the hitboxes don't necessarily match the animations, so maybe just a good understanding of maybe some internals about the game.
That is part of it for sure. But like it all boils down to like what we do with that information, right? It's not just about like, this is how it works. That doesn't really help us unless there's something actionable we can do with it.
Okay.
So, do you watch have you ever seen a Cody versus Hungry Buck set?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let me ask you, what is the odds that Cody wants to be? If Hungry Box is is here, what are the odds Cody wants to be here?
I'd say low because you probably in a good spot to get back aired, and I think in general you want to have the center of the stage as opposed to being closer
Agreed.
to the edge.
So what about here?
I mean that I'd still think you'd want to be like closer to the stage, but I feel like you're in a pretty decent position to attack the puff
Yeah, because
from right there.
she doesn't have anything below her, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because like if we did the next most dangerous spot, it's probably in front of her 6 because she's got pound, fair, nair, all kind of on that spot, and then
yeah.
below her it's really just her drill. But do we really care about her drill?
Sure, I see.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 are open, and I'd also argue the diagonals 7 and 9 are open. So in general, how often do you see people like try to do something like this, like attack from like this kind of angle on Puff? Probably a lot. And
Yeah.
it's because that represents a hole in her moveset. She doesn't have
Hmm.
anything there. So it's a good spot to
Interesting.
generally be.
I see.
Yeah. Can you think of any ways that like people might interact with you in a similar way when you're playing Captain Falcon?
Um, yeah. So sometimes I feel like something that happens to me a lot is I might be trying to do like a neutral air or something, and like a fox could just like run under it. So I feel like I know he has like stomp, but that could take a while to come out, and maybe the time it takes to come out maybe like makes it not so threatening, in a two position to someone else.
Yeah.
So I feel like getting Falcon underneath there, or also if they're like taking the space above them, like with various up tilts, then I feel like that's a good way to. I guess that's more like stuffing Falcon, but maybe approaching Falcon. I mean, I don't know. You got Nair to cover in front of you, and you got up air to cover, like you said, 7, 8, and 9. So I guess from the other end, it sounds sort of difficult to kind of find a hole where you can approach Falcon, I guess.
I would say it's below him. So, like, I actually think you had it, like, when you were talking about how his Nair kind of gets high. To me, this spot is more really, it starts. So we have to think about startup time as a factor here, because Puff technically can hit 7 and 9 with her pound. It's just that it's so slow and, like, doesn't really cover that space effectively. Just because a character has a move that, like, occupies a zone doesn't mean it's, like, an oppressive hitbox. It might be something they can do. It might be high reward. Like, it might be their payoff move, like Ganon or Falcon Stomps, for example, right? But it's still not a spot that they control particularly well. Compared to, like, high-level, like, say, Fox back airs and stuff. Like, it's just it just gets blown out on average by efficiency. But then again, like, that's the reward of hitting that stomp is usually also quite high, so that's kind of where the balancing factor is. So, like,
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'd say that with Falcon, if we were to borrow from this, I'd say he covers, like, if he's facing to the right, I'd say he covers 6 and 9 pretty well. Like, 6, 9, 7, 6, and then 7 through 9, and, like, kind of like 4 is okay with back air, but I'd say 1, 2, 3 are absolutely openings, and I'd even like question 6 somewhat, because like his Nair starts really high. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
I feel like all his best moves you have to jump. So I was thinking about like, well, what if you stay grounded? Then that obviously it's harder to abuse that being underneath him if you stay grounded. But then all of his best moves you have to jump to do.
No, you're starting to think, because like this would be the shape of this block would be different if Puff was on the ground. Because
I see.
So same thing with Falcon. This is actually part of why Sheik's such a good character, because like if we think about her, she kind of has these like powerful diagonals that go like down and forward with her needles, her fair, that kind of thing. But then she's got all these like things that hit upwards, like her forward tilt and up tilt, that cover her. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so they form a really cohesive unit.
I see.
It's neat, huh? So it's more.
Yeah, I've never thought about it like that before.
Yeah, so it's all about understanding how these tools work together to form like the character's like kit as a collective, and like what that means about how we want to position in relation to them when we're fighting. So it's like what squares where do we want to be in relation to Puff? Well, it's the diagonals and below her. For Falcon, we probably want to hug the floor. So that we want to hug the floor a little bit more because it's his 1, 2, 3 that's generally open and kind of his 6.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if you think to your matches, does this line up with what usually happens?
Yeah, I'd say most of the time when I'm like in a bad spot, I think it's because like someone is underneath me. Like I said, I feel like it happens a lot where maybe I am trying to do an aerial, but like a fox could just run underneath me, and my hitboxes aren't occupying that area.
Right. So this is good because this gets us to like a really important idea of like how these characters work in general. So we can't do anything about changing our moves. Those are pretty much set in stone. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But our movement. This is why Hungrybox moves the way he does versus Cody. Because because Cody, he knows that Cody needs to be on 1, 2, 3 or 7 and 9. So what his challenge is even though Jigglypuff only has a handful of boxes that she controls, her aerial drift and her many double jumps give her lots of wave, and her like good decent waveland momentum carryover with her just because of how she works in the air. It gives her a lot of ways of trying to align for those things. Do you see what I mean?
I see. Yeah, maybe Falcon can do the same thing with his general speed. With
his good speed, his high air mobility, his small but maneuverable double jump. Yeah, absolutely, I would say so. So, like, that's so I would say that if you're finding people are getting in, like, are getting in on you and kind of, like, bulldozing you, perhaps there's a way that we could maybe retreat a little bit more so that we're aligned better for our moves when they do come in. Because really, we need to keep them on our, like, 6, 8, our 6, our 4, our 7, 8, 9. Like, that's really the name of the game with Falcon, isn't it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe this is also where, and then as we start moving back, this is also maybe an opportunity where we can then call them out with like advancing grab, like, or just grabbing them as they come in, because they have to get closer to us to like call out that retreat motion, right? So it starts forming rock paper scissors systems instead of just being like, okay, I'm here in the spot that Fox kills me and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know you mentioned... So, okay, perfect. We're good on the questionnaire. That's what I wanted to cover that. So, with that said, I know that you said that there's areas that there's kind of like a view of the game that you feel like is missing, if I recall. So, with what we've kind of discussed here, would you say that it's kind of like this sort of like broad strokes, more like... I don't know how to word it, but like this kind of like... broader, more high-level view of the game that you think might be part of that missing component? Or like, where do you think, what things do you find are, I know you gave some examples, but like what else is missing right now?
Yeah, I would feel like maybe it's more zoomed in, like as opposed to broad, because like I said, sometimes I could be playing a match and I could just feel like, man, this person could approach me really however they want. But then on the reverse side, if I were to do that, it seems like they kind of maybe have a counter or a counter sort of play to whatever I could choose, or a specific situation I can think of right now is, there might be a fox in the corner, full hop or short hop laser, like obviously trying to get me to come in, and what I'm thinking of is like, oh, well, they're jumping. So maybe I can kind of inch my way in and maybe get a good timing to where I can try to act like while they're jumping and maybe go in for like an up air or something. But I've often found that like sometimes like for whatever reason that kind of thing's like not working out for me. For some reason, maybe it's like, either I'll miss or maybe I'll get an up air, but it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe they're low percent, so it's like a soft hit. So they still have time to be like actionable. Maybe even before me, and then I'm in the corner and this and that, right? And then it just kind of goes downhill.
Yeah, it almost sounds like we're not like, so that's good. That makes sense to me. So basically you have somebody who's like kind of like turtling up, they're forcing you to approach because like if given infinite time, if we never go to the fox, he will win by damage. So I guess my question here would be is like one of the things that always stands out to me about Falcon is just his overshoot game. It's so good. Like, he's got the best one in the game in my mind because he's got the knee. Like,
right?
Why are we going for up air?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think maybe it's like a speed thing. Maybe like I would just like to get a move out.
But if you're that far away, it's going to come out on the way over to him, and then like you're hitting with a move where trading is so good. Yeah,
and that does cross my mind too, because I've definitely seen, multiple videos talking about how if you do have maybe a fox that likes to just full hop or something, you can definitely meet him up there with a knee. Maybe it's something I don't do too much, maybe just because it doesn't, like, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out for me. Like, maybe it's like that kind of thing. Like, oh, I tried to do this, didn't work out for me, so I'm less inclined to do something like that.
I turned the game on again, so we can do a bit of a demonstration, like, so we can do a bit of an experiment. So, like, just
I can't see it.
Click the names in the Discord chat, like, or my name, and it should have like watch stream. Cool.
Yep.
So, have you ever measured when your move comes out?
Like on what frame it comes out?
More like distance. So, like, see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, let's use proper science. Act airborne, that's good. Fastfall timing. And it's 2 on, perfect. So we'll use Pokemon Stadium for this, because we have the lines on the ground. So, we'll make Fox actually centered in the Pokeball. Cooperate.
So, what is Act Airborne measuring, like, after you jump, how soon you act after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now what we want to know is, like, when does the knee come out? Oh, wait, that's not the one. Fighter collision. There we go. When does the knee come out if we, like, do our knee fairly early? So you see, it comes out, like, around the time that we get to, like, that we pass the platform or reach the platform.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, like, if we want to overshoot knee on him and have it out with our sweet spot, we probably want to be about here.
So, are you doing it later in that aspect? Like, if you're trying to overshoot it?
Well, I mean, you can see when the aerial's coming out with, like, the, act air timing,
Yeah.
or do you mean more about, like, distance?
I guess I was thinking if you're overshooting, you want to input the knee later.
Oh, yeah, you could do it that way, like the no fast fall thing, like this.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, there's, like, lots of ways to do this. This is the beauty of, like, having a character who's fights from the air. There's lots of ways to do your things. So, like, if you want to, like, fast fall it and be efficient, you could do it here. But yeah, if you want to play game, if you think that he's gonna, like, dash away from this spot, like, let's say he's not in the corner. Let's say we're fighting in neutral. Yeah, you could totally do that.
Okay. And then I can see your aerial, your act in the air or whatever is later then.
Yeah, and it happens around when we get to the red of the Pokeball.
Okay.
Cool, huh?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, like, do you think that knowing this, do you think you'd have more... If you knew this about more of your moves and kind of understood, like, the relationship between when you start your move, when it's actually out, in your dash jump, do you think you would have more confidence going for this kind of thing?
Yeah, I suppose so. If it's a situation where he's just, like, you know, full hopped in the corner, maybe, like, deciding if he wants to back air or something, right? How would it work in relation to that? Are you trying to do it later?
Yeah, let's try. Like, you could do it like this. Yeah, there's, like, lots of ways to do it. I don't know what the best way is, because I don't really play Falcon, but, like, you see what I mean.
Right. I think I would like to ideally meet him at the top with a knee like that.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, if I were thinking about what I'd like to do, ideally, it'd be something like that.
Yeah, because then you can probably combo him.
Yeah, so there, you're acting in the air quickly, right? Frame 1 and 2.
Yeah, because I'm trying to, like, combo knee to up air, like, knee. Something like that.
Okay.
But, like, I think this one's also, like, fine, because, like, you know, just grab him after.
Right, yeah. And so if he's coming down with a bear, is that gonna trade, or am I gonna lose that?
I don't know, let's find out. So, like, if he's, like, if he's going like this...
Yeah.
So it looks like it can lose, but also can trade.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. I'm also at a bit of a disadvantage, because, like, again, I don't play this character, but, like...
Sure, I understand, yeah.
And, like, I'd also say that Bear is pretty easy to dash. Like, Bear is dash dance grabbable. Like, if you have the 10 frames without cancel lag. So if he's doing that at that point, he's not... So the knee is kind of an overshoot here, because we're doing it to, like, call out, like, a retreat motion of some kind, or, like, a passive action. Whereas the back air is an undershoot, because it's being used to guard space. So, to me, that, like, we want to whiff punish that, because, like... Well, actually... Yeah, because it sounds like you kind of understand this in, like, your answers, in your definitions. But, like, I think the three of them kind of exist in a like, a loose rock, paper, scissors thing. Where it's like...
Okay.
Like, if somebody's overshooting, like, trying to go past us into our retreat, we usually want to, like, hit them. We just put out something. So in this case, the fox is using back air as a wall. So it makes sense if we're going past him a bit to hit, like, lasers or whatever. Lasers or dashback or whatever. Then his back air is generally going to line up pretty well on us. But...
I see.
Yeah, does that make sense? Or do I sound crazy?
No, I see what you're saying, yeah. Yeah.
It's okay if you think I sound crazy.
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And besides, like... Oh, damn it, I missed the double jump. You can see what we're getting at, though. Like, I think that there's a few things going on here. I think that, like, getting a better understanding of, like, how your character's moves timings is definitely, and, like, how it relates to his, like, just general, like, how far he travels, really. I think that's a thing that we might want to, that we definitely might want to, like, focus on. The other big one is just kind of, like, understanding what the goals of our opponent's different actions are and how we can figure out what those are quickly. I think that also sounds like would be a good starting point too. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I like those.
Okay, but how do we make you really like them? Like, what's missing?
I mean, I guess from my point of view, I mean, maybe it would be kind of hard to see. where
Okay.
I don't know where to start. So no, I would be the type of the person where if you were like, hey, I really think we should start here, I'd be like, okay, that sounds great, just because it's kind of
But what
like
does
an
your
expert view, so to speak.
yeah? But what does your heart say?
Um, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's
Okay, if you're
I don't
good
know,
with it,
tough to
I'm good with
say.
it.
Yeah, tough for me to say.
Perfect. So with that in mind, do you have any VODs for me to take a look at, or are you thinking of more of like a live coaching thing, or like how do you foresee this? So let me pass it to you. How do you foresee this time being productive if those are our goals? Like, do you want to take a look at a match to start, or yeah, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
that's kind of what I had in mind. Was
Okay.
because then I feel like we're both looking at the same thing, and then it might be easier to break down a scenario,
I love
and
it.
things like that.
I love it. Sauce me a match.
Okay. This is from kind of a local tournament that we had
Oh hell yeah.
about earlier this month, I guess, or last month. I think it was uploaded a bit later after the tournament ended. And this is versus a person who the last time I played them, they definitely washed me. But when I was playing this set right here, I was like, I lose the set, but afterwards I was like, I feel like this might be some of the like best I really have played.
Oh hell yeah. I love that. So you can. I heard the blip, so you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay, so this opponent of yours,
Yeah.
you fought them before, clearly. So what's
Yeah.
what's your thought process? Like, what are your thoughts going in versus him, and what are your thoughts going in versus him knowing he's Fox? Because I'm assuming he's a Fox main, right?
Yes. Yeah. So he's usually pretty aggro. So I would just kind of think, maybe how can I like keep my space? I don't want him that close to me, and then I kind of really like a tech chase. So I heavily like maybe kind of look for a grab.
Yeah,
And
I've seen you down through RTC a few times here, so that makes sense.
and I usually like to kind of like move around as like a
Good
like a
defense
smoke
on the up throw.
screen. I like to move around kind of like as a smoke screen, so to speak. So then, maybe it looks like I'm doing something, but I guess I'm really kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of camping and kind of just waiting to see maybe where a good opening is or something like that.
No place. I'm a Sheik and Falco player. Like camping's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Camping is this is a safe space here.
I like to think of it like stealth camping. Like I'm moving around, but I'm really not actually doing too much.
You're holding position.
I'm just kind of like looking for
You're holding position at with like a safe zone. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because basically, like, you understand that if you get into a scrap with him, he's probably going to, like, turn you into mulch. So what you have to do is you have to keep him at bay and then call him out periodically so that he doesn't feel too comfortable at, like, the... Because you have more...
Right.
Your dash jumps have more range than his, like, technically speaking. So
Sure,
it's important that he feels that, which is why he's like, that was good, I just wouldn't have nared. Like...
Yeah. I think in this match, I remember I would try to notice spots where... Because, like, I would, like... not really go in, right? And then I think he would be like, oh, well, you're not going to go in, I'll just stand back here too. But then that's when I try to like kind of take the lead when he's like deciding to do something else, I guess.
Yeah, so I really like that you do that here, because like this to me is really well executed. The problem is you do something that's like negative some amount on block, and then he's able to just like pressure you in the corner afterwards.
Right.
Like, so imagine if instead of that nair, you did like a low knee.
Oh, could be plus.
Yeah, you just like low knee him, you dash outside like his like shine or up smash range, and then he has to then figure out how to get out of shield with like Falcon being here. Like, that's terrible. Yeah. That's terrifying. Yeah. Hell, you could even just like grab an execution test him if he goes for like any of like the standard shield, like out of shield counterattacks. Like if he shield grabs or up smashes, you just get him.
Yeah, so, if it's slow enough, a grab is guaranteed. I think.
Well, guaranteed's a strong...
+1.
Guaranteed's a strong word. Like, you will beat a shield grab, sure. But you know, they can roll, they can wave dash, they can spot dodge.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, like, it's good. Like, it applies way more pressure. It also prevents you from getting so far into the corner. And if you do accidentally cross him up, like, again, being behind him with a higher, like, pressure, with a better pressure move is like a lot better than being behind him with a low one. You see what I mean?
I see.
Because he has so much time because of that. So Okay, this is good. So do you think that dynamic is something that we're going to see a lot of? Like going for going for a relatively because the nair you're doing for the hitbox, I assume, right?
Yeah, trying to get, just a good hit or a knockdown or something like that.
Right.
I think maybe I wasn't expecting him to shield. Maybe I thought he might do something, put out a move or something where I could maybe clip him.
Yeah, but is nair really gonna if we're like rushing into someone with like nair at full velocity, are we gonna really like win, or are we gonna trade? Probably trade.
I see. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't know the answer to that question, so I'll go with you.
Well, no, consult your experience. Like generally speaking, if we go full forward at like say like Fox or Sheik or Falcon or Marth or whoever with nair, do we usually catch them? Like if they put out a move, does our nair usually win, or does it usually like trade?
Right, and I feel like it would be more on the losing side because I could even get clipped in between the two kicks,
right?
The two hitboxes. So
there's
I can definitely see myself losing more often.
Yeah, like I didn't even bring that up, but like yeah, you're absolutely right on that. So like maybe having a move that like comes out with a more at a time that we can plan for that doesn't have a gap in that way, like knee or stomp, could actually be really good if we're fighting at that kind of distance anyway.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
It's rare that I tell people this, but you need to be greedier. Like,
okay. Okay, yeah.
It's like, see what I mean? Like, you do it here, it happens again.
Okay.
Imagine if this was an E.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I do think up air is fine at this percent, though. Like, up air, I think you can make a good argument for, because the up air does knock him down there. And it, yeah. And it also has the benefit of a consistent hit, window that we can
Did we like that nair, or no?
Let's see here. I would have preferred up air or knee, but it works. Like, it worked there, but, like, again, it's more about, like, if we're hitting with the second part of nair, are we even taking more time for the knee? Like, we're not saving frames in that case. Because the second hit of nair is going to come out around the same time knee comes out anyway. So if we're, like...
And really, that's the hit that I want, is the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So this is
makes sense.
This is starting to come together, I see. Like how this the goals of an overshoot are not the goals of standard neutral combat, in the sense that, or like footsie combat, like when we're like dash dancing and like trying to bait reactions and punish them with dash dance grab, or like make small like soft guesses with our tilts or whatever, or gentlemen. Like it's the goals of overshoot at distance fighting isn't about like, it's more about like having a decisive hit. Like think about like the other overshoots we see, like running Marth Tipper F smash, right? Like it's more, or like Fox when he runs all the way over and like running a shine, like up smashes someone or whatever. Like it's more about the impact having an immediate tangible reward, or it being low commit. And this is where Falcon's actually kind of wonderful, because he's got kind of the best of both worlds in that his power hits are aerials, because you just L cancel them and move on with your day.
Yeah. Can we watch that back really quick?
Yeah, of course we can.
Where he's on the platform. Recently, maybe the past couple years, I've definitely been thinking about how everyone's going to slide off in up air now. So I didn't do it there, but I've been trying to be more cognizant about going for a stomp. But I feel like it can be very difficult, because like you could just get up attack, and it's like if he doesn't get up attack right away, then I'm going to be jumping while he's doing it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get up above him in time. So it's kind of like I want to do it more, but it's kind of turned me off from doing it.
You could so you want to hit him with something strong, basically.
Sure, yeah.
Like that that's the goal of this. Have you thought about
I've been trying to like replace up airing them on a platform, because I feel like they'll slide off with a stomp.
What about knee? Like short up knee?
Yeah, I know it can reach on certain stages. This is a platform where it's far enough where it could reach there.
Reasonably sure. Let's consult the game real quick.
I should probably know this too.
I would think, you know what, but if you've never really thought about this solution, how would you know, right?
Sure, yeah.
So, come here, you.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so, like, and I also think that, like, because slide off is what, like, down and away, kind of?
Yeah.
So if we do that here, when he's at, like, say, here, and we'll just do, like, this. This looks about right. Oh, wait, no, I fucked up the percent. Okay. Just hold still.
Yeah.
That seems good.
Yeah, because I mean, you're kind of you're almost kind of holding down there, which is not great if you're the fox. Yeah, if you're the fox, that's not great.
Yeah. So it like counters this, but then we do this, and he gets vaporized.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Maybe I'll try to mix that in between there.
It's a chic thing, because the other thing here is like Stomp like works, but like there's a percent component to it working. So as an example, let's put him to like 20. So maybe at 20 he can do it, but like, so I guess 20. Nah, I feel like okay. Trajectory DI, custom DI. Let's try something. Let me try this. So.
I mean, it even looks just hard to follow up on. I feel like.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. You probably have to like falling up air grab him or something, don't you? Like.
I mean, I could see run off up air, but I don't even know if you would have time to do that. Or yeah, shield drop through.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could also do this.
Right, that looks a lot better and more efficient.
Yeah, like you just do whizzy knee after, and you're fine. Like, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I would say when you're dealing with slide off, something that you might not know, the Falcon's knee is actually kind of special in that it has the electric property. Do you know about do you know how Amsatex and like slide offs and all that crap works with ECBs and such?
I don't know if I know the specifics. I know like
but you know like roughly you know that like basically it's the ASDI hugging the platform or like the surface, and then that
allows you to get a tech.
And well, yeah, and like in the case of slide off, we don't really care about the tech, but it's like it's still that it's the ASDI down down and in that's like hugging the surface itself. Which is enabling So that
I suppose I'd have a general understanding.
Cool. Yeah. So electric moves behave differently with that than normal moves because they have more hit lag, which causes so at about 10ish at about like 11 damage, I think, or more, they cause the extra hit lag on them causes the character's body to shift in terms of how the game reads what surface they're on. So it's not Amsa-techable. And it's not slide-offable. So that would be another really good reason to do it, because it just hard calls out the DI and kills them, and there's nothing they can do about it unless you've scaled the knee to like 9. So
Cool.
Yeah. So, is this you're learning stuff with so far? Is this like is this stuff you like? Are you happy with what you're kind of like learning, or what you're going over? Okay, good.
Yeah, for sure. This is kind of when I was imagining it in my head, kind of what it looked like.
Hell yeah, that's what we like to hear. Okay, so what is like? I can see what you mean about about the movement. Let's talk about moving with a little more purpose, because like you'll have a lot of openings that you're creating that you're not really taking advantage of. So like this would be one of them.
Sure.
So what do you notice about what he starts doing? Like let's rewind 5 seconds. You're going around the platforms and using your verticality a lot, which is interesting for a Falcon, but I like it here. What do you notice about what he's doing in response?
I think he's hiding under the platform.
He's doing something else. Where's he going? Where does he keep naring to?
Oh, onto the platform. He thinks that's where I'm going to be.
Yeah, so what do you do to punish that?
Could get under the platform. Well, first I would want to not be there.
What? You don't want to be here?
Well, no, on the platform. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
If I see if I see him jumping, naring onto the platform a few times, I would think like, oh, he thinks I'm going to be there, so let me not be there. Okay. And then try to get into a position to punish him.
Okay, so this is
which
good.
Here I guess I might think would be underneath.
So this to me, okay, this is great. So I'm gonna let you in on a secret here. It's not really a secret. This is a free. What he is doing right now is a free hit here.
For me?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So he is traveling. We're gonna make him blue because he's actually. What's your favorite color? Do you want to be blue or do you want him to be blue?
I'm a green guy.
Hell yeah! So he's.
I like green.
Good. Oh, it matches the ports. Perfect. So he's just nared like this, right? This is him. He's doing this. What's gonna happen when he hits that platform?
Gonna be in a little bit of lag. Gotta L cancel.
Yeah. So this is like a do not cross zone. Like this is a yield sign because he can't get past it. Like this is a stop sign because he can't attack through the platform with this aerial. There's going to be a hit window here. Now, whose move beats whose at this position? Your up air or him or his anything?
I would think my up air.
Right. So the instant you see him traveling like this is a free hit.
Okay.
If he has a move out, this is a freebie because he's going. You know that he can't like. Even if he doesn't, the real secret is even if he doesn't have a move out, it doesn't matter because as he reaches the platform, he can't. If he wants to land on it, which will still have landing lag because there's the auto cancel window, right? There's always he can't have a move out around here, right? Because so then if you just put your up air here whenever he's approaching here every time.
I see.
Yeah. So, do you think that this is a position that is worth like spending a little bit of time learning how to recognize, so that we can like kind of like because this would be what we'd be doing is mapping out like how this happened, so you can spot it in the future, and
and I would even almost want to think like if he's doing that, like how can I get him to do that? Yeah. So that I can be able to punish him.
Beautiful. So, we're gonna get, like, we know that happens in about 5 seconds, so let's do this. So, let's actually, I think it happens, no, this is the one that kills us, cool. So, let's look at this interaction, we'll get back to that snapshot, and then we're gonna, like, just watch each of the characters' movements here. And then we're gonna pause, we're gonna stop at the frame that we took, so here. So, we know that here, what you're going to do is you're going to dash and then jump waveland. So this is like what happens. We're not worried about that. We're going to change this last step. But what did and we know that he's full hop naring onto this platform. But what did he do before this?
Well, he'd come. I think he had just been on the other platform, so he'd come back to the center of the stage.
Let's go back.
Maybe try to see what I'm doing.
So he was dash dancing in the middle.
Okay, yeah.
So dash dancing off center, bracket right.
Yeah. So, I think he's decided to jump onto the platform after I'm already off the platform.
Well, let's
I don't know if that's important or not, but
well, we'll map that out.
Something I thought about.
So we know that. So no, this is good. So we know that he is running forward before you're off the platform. So what it would be is, so this is what we would capture here, run forward. So then what you did here was you exited the platform. Exit, plat, bracket left. So this is starting to make sense, right? Like how this interaction kind of happened. Because you were basically, so let's go back a little further. So you double jump up aired. Gotcha. So you basically went onto the platform with a wall aerial. So what wall aerial was it? So let's see here. So you jumped and you short hop, double jump, up aired backwards, and then he dash danced. Perfect. So you short hop, DJ, uair away, and then
I'm gonna note that to me, even though that's blue.
Oh wait, shit. Yeah, my bad. Let me just quickly.
It's okay.
Whoopsie daisy. Even I make mistakes. So let's see here. Actually, yeah. So what we have here is right because it's supposed to be him. So DD, because this is. Yeah. So then, but for you, it would be the short hop, double jump. No, short hop, double jump, up air away.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. And now this is how this happens. So then this is the step we're on. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Gotcha.
6, and this is where we are. So this is the thing we're going to change because this is the last step. So what do you want to do instead? Remind me, what are we doing?
So we initially jump waveland.
So
but now we're thinking about now we're thinking about dash up air.
Or short hop forward up air. Like some kind of up air, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to do like dash forward up air? I don't think we have to dash jump forward.
Oh, you're already including the dash, yeah.
Because it's because it's here.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I would do short hop up air there.
Yeah, and it like hits like this, like it hits like this general area. Or actually,
and I don't even know can we use our newly learned knee on the platform here. I don't know. I know it doesn't cover as much space.
It's ambitious. So the one thing that I don't like about the knee is that you have to hit him when he's landing, because the knee is like basically going to be like hitting here.
The hitbox isn't going to reach above the platform.
Not much, no. Yeah. And like his move is already out, so he might bonk us on our head. The nice thing about the up air is it anti-airs him.
Yep. Okay, that totally makes sense.
The other thing here is like look at how he's drifting. If he's drifting all forward, what does that mean his DI is?
Well, it's going to be towards the outside of the stage, I guess, like facing. Yeah, all the way left.
Right, so if we're hitting him this way, then we're probably just going to knee him after.
Yeah, and then he's DIing in, essentially.
Yes.
DIing in the up air, which can lead to a knee.
Yeah, that seems good, doesn't it? We get
sounds,
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful.
Drift equals DI. Because, how they're holding will impact that. And now you get the image, because you always keep the image.
That's awesome.
Yeah. See, we learned something.
Yeah. Yeah, which that could have won me the game. I mean, 80%.
Yeah, no, you vaporize him. Yeah. He's a pile of goo after that.
Right. Yeah, instead I lost, so yeah.
I mean, who hasn't lost a fox?
Right. Yeah.
Mango. The answer is mango. I'm kidding. You a Mango fan?
Yeah, he's probably my favorite player, I'd say.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I remember I went to Big House one time, and it's just whenever he plays, it's 1,000 people just all cheering his name. It's crazy. Feels weird.
I loved fighting him in tournament. He always there are very few people who I can say are just straight up smarter than me when it comes to this game, but he's like absolutely one of them. I think I know some things better than him, but like my ego can handle that. Yeah, the GOAT of the game is probably knows a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about this Nair, because I hate it. So like, it's like, so to me, this is like us not using our tools very well, because there's a move that accomplishes the same job with how you did it, but is much better at it. What move do you think it is?
Maybe up air.
Absolutely, it is up air. 10 out of 10. You got that right away. So what is it? What is it about up air that makes it better at this?
Well, I was going for a single hit Nair, and so I guess initially I was hoping maybe it would hit him and I could grab him or something. But then, single hit Nair, I don't know, it could be I don't know if it can be crouch cancel this percent or not, but maybe up air would give me...
It is set knockback, so it absolutely can be.
Yeah, so that I didn't know, actually. But I think the up air would maybe give me a better, I don't know, angle off the hit or something like that.
Yeah, so this is like... So knowing that you don't know that Nair is set knockback, let's actually do something here. We're going to do a risk-reward assessment. Because like this is kind of key for understanding how we combo better.
Up air might have been able to be like spaced a little... like farther away too. I feel like it could have been a little safer.
So the funny thing is like I'd actually challenge that, because I think your positioning is quite literally perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like this, where you are right now is like is exactly where, if I was making a textbook on this character, like I would tell someone to be where when you're doing like up air pressure on someone, because like you're basically like landing, you're basically gonna land here, right? So your up air is like spaced outside of Fox's immediate counterattack range, because if Fox is shielding here, then his shine is basically like it's a circle that's... We'll actually make it a red circle, because it's danger. So his shine is basically like here, right?
Okay.
So you're outside of that. His shield grab is about here, because shields are bigger than us. No, shields are bigger than we are. And his up smash is a little bit further out, so maybe like here, but like not much further out. So, with how you have landed, your character's standing model is not susceptible to anything he is doing out of shield instantly.
I can see that.
Yeah, you're perfectly fine. So in order for him to reach you, he has to jump and come down. So it's not just like he jumps up and hits you. He has to like go all the way up and then come down like that, or short hop forward like this. But these aren't terribly efficient. Or he has to wave dash. So there's like, this is what I affectionately call the shield tax. You are spaced outside, they're out of shield zones, so he's like negative 13 on wave dashes, this is like 15 or 20 to 20-ish, this is another amount, like maybe 14. Like a day, but basically this is all the time it takes for him to just be able to travel far enough to be able to reach you. So this is why, like, I'm sure you've seen people pressure in this kind of distance, but this is why they do it. It's, so this is where, now that I've thrown a bunch of numbers at you, this is where, like, up air works better, though, because up air has a few things going for it. It's the same L cancel time, but it does more damage. So, shield stun, because you know the knee thing, I'm assuming you know that shield stun is based on damage. Right, so that's why up air can be plus or minus 0 when you do it, like, perfectly. So,
I didn't know that, like, I didn't know it in that detail, in such detail.
Well, I've been playing this game for 20 years, so I've got like a couple years on you. Nair, conversely, is usually about like negative 2-ish, negative 3-ish at best, I believe. I don't know that one for sure, but like I think because it does 9, so 5. So it's negative. Nair is negative 2 at best. So with this and with what we have here, or like negative 2 or 3, don't quote me on this, but yeah, it's like around that. So with this in mind, like you can see that this impacts the sturdiness of our pressure, I guess, when we land at this distance, because this is now time where if we if we decide to if we land slightly too close, if we want to dash forward as like a feint or whatever, and then like do a dash dance, like this this negative time is time where he is now actionable. Like, it's basically coming off of this tax that we've put on him. Whereas, so we're, like, maximizing our efficiency with this. And it's really, we're buying time to, like, get into our next dash jump and maybe get our back air out or whatever.
We could be adding more tax.
Yes, we want to tax the animal.
But we're lessening it. I see.
And the thing is, he can't, like, the other thing here I'd comment is we don't even have to necessarily hit his shield after this up air. Remember, if we're here, we're safe. If we're here and we like inch back like to like here, and we're just like, or like just inch away ever so slightly, and I mean like tiny distances, like just to here, like this is now he doesn't even reach us with the short ob aerial, right? So if we just guard like this space in front of like this space here, like you can see how this becomes really difficult for him to get out of.
Yeah.
Like, it's at that point, he almost wants to go to the ledge and ledge dash, but this is where we then start overshooting again, or, like, just attacking again, and it's like, now he's in trouble. This is really, like, this distance is really kind of like the magic distance with shield pressuring Fox. We want to maximize our advantage in that spot, and up air is so much better than nair at how you do it. And the other thing here is your percent, and the last thing is his percent. Single hit nair is all. Let's think about what the actions Fox does at a shield. He often wave dashes. He often shines at a shield, right? Like, these are things he might do. Spot dodge, too. The thing they all have in common is that all three of them involve him ASDIing down. Because for wave dashes, it's usually, like, down and away. For spot dodges, it's holding down on stick or C-stick. For shining, he has to hold down. And if on his wake-up, he is also very likely shining, because that is a very common thing for him to wake up with. So you going for a nair 1 there is really dangerous, because the set knockback means it's always going to lose to ASDI down.
Gotcha.
And he's very likely to do things that just naturally involve ASDIing down. So the up air makes way more sense, because it's better on shield if we're late, and it's better on hit if we're late.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So this is like, so what we can say here is who air, not nair 1.
Yeah, I feel like my pressure game, I think, lacks too.
I think that
I feel like this will help.
Yeah, like, I'm getting a real sense that it's just, like, like, there's a move select, like, your movement's great. The way you position yourself and set yourself up for the fight is phenomenal. It's just, there's a move selection. Like, normally, with this game, it's, like, not what you do, it's how you do it. You're doing the how well, which is crazy. That's the hard part. But, yeah, it is the what that needs refining.
I think that's good to hear.
No, I wish I could tell more people that. Like look
Cool.
at it. Like look at this single hit. Like okay, it just happened again. So like
Right.
look
Yeah.
at, like up there.
Yeah. For sure.
You just blow him up or knock him over and then just tech chase him. Like instead of like having to like gentleman like. Something Salt has told me because like she and I talk sometimes, but it's just you're almost always trying to hit the second hit of Falcon's Nair is what she's like kind of drilled it. I don't play Falcon very often, but she's like if you ever want to play him, you're trying to hit the second hit of Nair. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Ness is fair, how you want the last hit, and she's like, I don't play Ness. Why would you ask me?
Right. Yeah.
I'm like I'm like that's so real.
Yes. So I think a theme I'm seeing here is like it almost seems like I just want to like not Nair on my like approaches. Well, I don't know if that's the same thing as an approach. I don't know if these situations are the same, but that's kind of what I'm feeling like.
I feel like Nair is a really good wall and it's a really good like boxing tool, but it's just not really like designed for going at someone because it's like got a gap. Like it's so hard to control it. Like it's how do you account for the gap when you're moving at someone, right?
Yeah. So not the move to use when I'm advancing in the air towards somebody is what it seems. This is kind of what I'm like. This is my takeaway so far.
Absolutely. I think it's okay if you're if you're starting close and you're like crossing up. Like the 2 hits can be kind of interesting for that because like normally if we have a single hit, if we have an attack that's just a solid hit, going through someone is sometimes a little awkward because we have to like delay it, but then we have to jump into them and get on their other side. Whereas Nair kind of like has some interesting utility in that way, but like. Yeah, like knee when it comes knee stomp up air, like there's so much more reliable for moving at someone just because like they're constant, they're more dependable, and trading with 2 of them like still kills people a lot of the time. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, I do think that this coverage is like I think that when you clean up this coverage, that's going to be really good. Like the coverage that we're talking about here, I think this is going to help you a lot. Just with like timing our knees on when people hit the platform more, so you can get like better conversions and like punish those slide off attempts way harder.
Yeah.
But no, your fighting's good. I like how you're doing that. You have a good sense on his threat zone and like and that disengaging is better than like staying in a shitty position versus him, which is like a really big thing with Fox.
Can we back that up really quick?
Yeah.
Right here. After he will like tech roll away. And then I'll try to go for a Nair again. Right here. So I'll try to do this Nair again. So here I would feel like... Well, I guess up air does come out like a frame faster than Nair. But I'd be thinking about like, a knee here, but it's just not going to come out in time.
Is that necessarily a problem?
I mean, I feel like if it's not going to come out in time, then I'm going to get hit. I'm going to lose to his move. Whatever he decides to do here, up tilt or whatever.
Perhaps, but
so here I would struggle to maybe choose the correct move, right? Because I picked a Nair and wasn't the right move.
So this is all very valid. So my question here is like, everything you said there makes perfect sense to me. The one thing I would question though, we're using an aerial, right? Which means that we have the luxury of like all of our drift and stuff. So like what if we kind of go like what if we jump like this? So we
one thing I've been seeing is that the backflip jump. So I don't know what the technical term for that is.
Backflip. It's a backflip.
The backflip. Yeah, the backflip drift back in. I've been seeing that too.
Yeah, like
so maybe that could have been an option here.
Yeah, we go and
and then you can drift back in with a knee or something.
Yeah, we kind of do this motion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
Okay, well.
The other thing you could do, and as a Sheik player, I do endorse this, is just dash dance grab.
Dash dance grab, okay. Because he's pressured right here, so he probably is feeling like he wants to do a move or something.
You just tried to knee him, and he just recovered out of stun on a tech, like just recovered out of a tech roll. You have L canceled nearby. It is very reasonable for you to want to hit him. So yeah, like what is he gonna do? He's probably gonna push a button and do something like this or this.
Yeah.
So then what do? We dick around here and then we grab him.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And if you're wrong, like the cool thing about this is that you can also if you're not confident in it, you can just spend another beat here if you want to, or like from this dash dancing's very flexible, right? So you can also like transition to other actions. Like this is a very easy spot to set up, like, you know, dash this way, come in bear. It's a very easy spot to send in, like, you know, backflip back, come in, like falling up air if you see a shield, because now you're just doing the same thing, but you're pressuring the back of him, which is better in some ways, worse in others. Sure. But either like overall slightly better. But like the point is, it's like you're giving up so little. And how likely is it that he just from this wake up that he rushes you when you're setting up a whiff punish?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this scenario happened. Like this is the second time I've seen this scenario happen, and I tried to nair both times, and it definitely lost.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's work backwards. Like we're coming up on time, but let's work backwards on this one, and then we'll do our takeaways. Sound good?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Hell yeah. So. So we know that we're gonna nair here. So from this spot, we are nairing. So this is our last step. So short hop nair. And what came before this?
This was before this I had gotten a grab, went for a knee, missed it, and he had tech rolled in.
Yes. So okay, cool. So down throw. Oh, perfect. This is right. This is a punish situation. These are easy. These are so much easier. So down throw, knee, bracket whiff, and then then we're gonna have him tech roll forward, or tech roll through.
Yeah, I like
we're using the McDonald's spelling. And then what do we do here? How do we set up the movement for this? Okay, cool. So it's just dash. Wonderful. So then we have this here. Dash. Short up nair. So we're on step 4. This is where we are.
Yep.
So instead of this short hop nair, which does not really look like it's going to work out because we have the power of seeing the future, what are we going to do instead?
We could go for the backflip drift in knee, or we could dash dance punish with punish.
Cool. So we will have two. I will make space for 2 routes then. So give me 1 second. Haha. And now we will do. Now we will do this. So this is A. Well, I'm just gonna call this backflip knee. No, backflip knee. Backflip knee. Because the motion, you can follow it along. It matches. We're good. And then the other one here is B, and we'll say DD grab.
Yep.
There we go. So now we have a game plan for some of his very common wake up options in this spot.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. So what part are you most excited to implement?
I'm gonna look at these pictures here. I think probably my punish is maybe this last one. Probably the punish off the grab, just because I feel like I'm a pretty grab heavy play style, and I think typically I can get a decent amount of reward off of it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say punish game cleanup. We're gonna say punish game cleanup bracket tech chase, and it's build on the what would we call these? They're kind of like Oki game. Have you ever heard the term Oki? Yeah, build on the Oki.
Familiar.
The Oki mix-ups described, outlined in the last diagram. Bracket dash dance grab punish and with punish / scouting scouting and spacing knee other heavy moves around Fox's wake up tools.
Yeah, I think cleaning up the punish will be good, because I feel like maybe getting the opening something I can do maybe reasonably well, and then when you do get the opening and you don't get anything off it, it does not feel great. So
so then punish game cleanup general, and it's going to be, I'm going to task you homework. Homework will include learning what platforms you can short hop knee on. You can short hop knee from under, and using that to punish / call out slide off DI attempts. Because that makes a ton of sense. because that's a really good alternative to stomping. Stomping's really good, like when you have like enough, like when you have more time for it, or at higher percents where you have the knee guaranteed after. But yeah, like earlier on when you want to just maintain position in case, like you don't have as generous of a window to set everything up. You want to stay below to maintain position. You don't want to get stuck like scrapping with Falco on the side platform after. Yeah, like knee there makes a ton of sense.
Cool.
Yeah, and then the other one I think is just shield pressure selection. And it's leaning away from Nair 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work that out.
From nulling Nair 1 in favor of Uer because it's better. It's like
more damage, more shields done.
Literally does the same job. Like if you're falling with it anyway, they're doing the same job anyway.
More of attacks. We're putting more attacks.
Exactly. Ooh, shield pressure. No, ooh, I'm gonna call that one shield tax. So yeah, like internalize the spacings and continue to experiment with the zone control we looked at outside of Fox's immediate out of shield attack range. Think about ways you can move from the low UR into and attack him for moving into new spots, or how you can safely inch away to maintain position. And like
awesome.
I think with that and the last thing is overshoots. Overshoots. Knee, stomp, and uer more. That's about it. So
should narrow less overall, it seems.
Yes, but I never tell some people to do things less. I tell them what to do instead. Because I think it's more effective for you to know like what things do work than like not to do something. Because you'll just keep doing it if you don't have an alternative.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah.
So
gotcha.
I'm gonna cut the recording.